So I understand not everybody's able to make this presentation, so we're happy to bring it to you. Hi, my name is David Shook. I direct the National International Scholarships Program, and I'm glad to talk with you today about applying for some of these awards. So at the end of my talk, I'd like you to know what some scholarship opportunities are, how you should apply for them, and lastly, how the application process itself can be useful for you. So first, what are they looking for in the scholarships? Certainly there's a GPA baseline. Most of the awards we're looking at, 3.7 and above. You know, some have lower in the 3.0 range, but most of them are looking for, you know, high achieving students as far as GPA and grades are concerned. Other things that they're looking for highly motivated individuals, students involved in a variety of extracurricular and leadership activities, both on campus and off campus. They want students who have a close working relationship with faculty. Mostly though they're looking for the student who's going to be a leader, not just in your field, but in whatever community it is that you're settling down in. Those are the types of things that make a strong scholarship applicant. So our goals, the goals of the office, are to help you make sense of your intellectual and your personal journey. And maybe there's a scholarship that fits in with that. So we said we're going to let you know of some opportunities. Let's first check out some of the scholarship opportunities that are available through our office. So all these awards that I'm going to be talking about in a second, there's a lot more information on the web, so I'm going to just touch on these briefly. These are all opportunities for doing things overseas after graduation. And these are also all expenses paid, so you're not going to have to worry your snack money, tuition, housing funds, research money, all that's taken care of for any of these awards, so that's something that you won't need to worry about. Gates Cambridge Scholarship, good for a student who's interested in either a master's degree or a PhD studying at Cambridge University, so 1 to 4 years. The Marshall Scholarship, you can study at any British university for, again, a master's degree or a PhD. The Rhodes Scholarship for study at the University of Oxford. And then there's also the Mitchell Scholarship, which is 1 year master's degree in Ireland or Northern Ireland. All these awards, these are the 3.7 and above type awards, looking for those high achieving leaders and such. We have an early deadline for these, usually in June, and then the actual application deadline is due to the office in August, right about the time the classes start. Fulbright Scholarship, probably the most, I suppose, popular award through our office. There's 1,700 of them offered each year for students across the U.S. And the University of Illinois has been one of the top producers of Fulbrights over the course of the last few years. So under a Fulbright, it's basically a self-designed study abroad. You can do almost anything, almost anywhere. You decide how would I like to spend my 9 months, 10 months overseas, and Fulbright will pay for that. That can include working with a professional artist, attending university classes, getting a degree, conducting independent research. There's also English teaching opportunities in any one of about 65 different countries where you go and you're a teacher's assistant in the classroom. So those are all opportunities under a Fulbright Scholarship. The Churchill Scholarship is good for students in the STEM disciplines, so your engineers, math, science. It's for a 1 year master's degree at Cambridge University. Cambridge happens to be especially strong in a lot of the hard sciences, so the University of Illinois is one of a select few students that can nominate a student for the Churchill Scholarship. Also the Churchill, Illinois, you're at a great place. We're the national leader as far as number of Churchill scholars among public universities. The Luce Scholars Program, different than the rest of these, it's a 1 year internship for work in Asia or Southeast Asia. Now the only caveat is that you can't be an Asian Studies major or minor. They're looking for people who have not been yet exposed to Asia, who all of a sudden realize that, wait a minute, Asia is a pretty important region of the world. They will find you a job in your field of study, no matter what it is, and provide you with that year of Asian experience. You come back to the U.S. as a leader in your field, you have this year of Asia experience. They just think that that's a good thing. So the prestigious scholarship opportunities are usually, the applications are due about a year or 15 months even before you actually apply. They consist of a personal statement. You need to have a good reason for why are you applying to this certain award. They're looking for letters of recommendation. They need your transcripts, of course, and then a resume. We work with alumni on these applications just as we do with current students. So we have students who graduated 4, 5, 6 years ago. You're welcome to use the services of our office. We're happy to help you. We also have students who apply to an award 1 year. They don't get it. You can apply again. It's not a one-shot only deal. So we're very happy to work with Illinois current students and alumni both, and we're happy to work with you on a second time on the application if it doesn't work out. So these are things to keep in mind. So where our office spends the most of our time is working individually with you on your statements. First, understanding who are you, where'd you come from, where would you like to go, and then secondly, as far as scholarships are concerned, and more importantly, putting this into paper, usually in 1,000 words or less, basically making a picture of yourself for this personal statement, setting out how you are the person that this scholarship is looking for. So we're happy to look at multiple drafts of your scholarship application. Some students all read 12, 15 drafts of an application before you send it out. Our goal is to help make your application look as strong as possible for the national competition. Now, the hardest part about a personal statement, I think, is just starting it. So putting that pen on paper, getting going, thinking about, it's a different type of writing than what you're used to in your classes. People don't usually in your classes sit and write in the first person and all this stuff. But here we're looking at, again, that picture of yourself. How do you fit the goals of the scholarship program without sounding boastful, without sounding like, I'm awesome, I'm amazing. We want to help you say, I'm awesome, I'm amazing, so that we can see that without you actually telling that. So anecdotes, stories, pieces like that. There's a lot of information on personal statements on our website. And again, we'll be able to give you a lot more feedback once you provide your first draft of your application materials to us. So we look forward to reviewing that for you for any of these scholarships. We also have links to further information about programs in the United Kingdom and Ireland. As you note, a lot of those scholarships are for those areas. We also have some tips on finding affiliations, people who you might be interested in working with overseas. If you're interested in some of these resources, send us an email. We're happy to provide that information for you to help you in your search for where you should be studying, who you should be studying with. Of course, this information is not meant to replace you working with your advisors, your faculty mentors, reading the academic journals. I mean, obviously people, specialists in your field, know where the best places for you to be conducting research are. We just have some supplemental information that we think might be helpful for you. We also work with your letter of recommendation writers. No, unfortunately, we can't tell them, oh, this student is really more amazing than what you wrote. That doesn't work. But, the same things. If they say that you're amazing, we're looking for anecdotes, pieces of information that they can share that highlight how highly they think of you. So we will help them write their letter as best as possible to support you as well. For you to help your letter of recommendation writers, you need to provide with them your transcripts, your resume, drafts of your personal statement. Sit down and have a conversation with them about why you want to study in this place or research in this place, what draws you to that, and why you think you're a good applicant. Basically, the more information you provide to your letter of recommendation writers, the better the letter they're going to be able to write for you. So if these scholarships sound interesting to you, there's a number of steps that you should be taking from here on out. First, you need to research these scholarships, research these overseas institutions, find out, is this scholarship the right fit for what you want to be doing? We have our website, there's a lot of information. Of course, you also want to review the actual scholarship site itself. To make sure that you're applying for the thing that's interesting to you and that's applicable for you. You need to continue working closely with faculty, staff, your mentors for two reasons. One, in helping you discern where should I be going, where are the best places, and secondly, these scholarships are looking for letters of recommendations, between 3 and 8 depending on the scholarship. So again, keeping up those relations, giving them information so they can write strong letters about you. We even have a link on our website under application procedure. You can click on an article and it gives tips on how to approach somebody to ask them to write a letter of recommendation for you for a prestigious scholarship. So there's all sorts of information on our website. Hopefully this is helpful to you. You should also provide for your recommenders. We have a page specifically for recommenders that has some forms and some guidelines for them. So please forward that on to them after they've agreed to work with you on a scholarship application as well. You need to make contact with your host university, just like you'd be doing if you're applying to a grad school or a program here. The same thing goes for going overseas. I don't want you to just base all your information on whatever website, whatever place is putting out. No, you're going to have to send some emails, do some Skype calls. Make sure that the person that you say you want to be working with is the person that you want to be working with and they want to be working with you. In particular, for the Fulbright Scholarship, it's really important to obtain a letter of affiliation. This is a letter from overseas saying that They want you to come, they like your project, signature is required on that. So that's something that you need to start early on as far as figuring out where you'd like to go and who would you like to be working with. We've got a couple early deadlines, priority deadlines we call them. First one is in the beginning of June for students interested in the Marshall Mitchell Rhodes or Gates Scholarship. We have this deadline for two reasons. One, we want to get you working on these applications over the summer. Secondly, it's kind of a carrot. All the materials that we receive from you by this early June deadline, we'll provide to a faculty committee who will take a look at them, provide feedback on those materials, and then we'll all give you that feedback. The feedback can range from, yes, you're a wonderful student, we think these are great scholarship opportunities for you, consider applying for some of these other awards as well. Maybe you want to cross off this sentence, bulk up this paragraph. We think you're a great candidate to, oh, it looks like you're a wonderful person, but maybe you should only focus on this scholarship, or maybe you're not ready for a scholarship yet. We'll be honest and candid with you as far as where we think you're at as far as whether you should be continuing in the application. So the second reason we've got this early deadline is the actual application deadline is right away when classes start in the fall. So we want you to be working on these materials over the summer, make them as strong as possible, because if you wait until the last minute and say, oh, classes are starting next week, time to start my scholarship application, it's going to be a little bit too late. So that being said, what if you miss the deadline? What if it's the middle of June or early July and you put your first draft together? The scholarships office is happy to take a look at the application. We'll give you feedback on it. We're just not going to farm it out to others to look at the application as well. So try and make it by June. If you can't make it by the beginning of June, get it to us as soon as you can. We'll work with you throughout the summer until you actually submit the application for official review in August. So the pieces that we'll need for this, we need transcripts from all the institutions that you've attended, so community college, we need that as well. We need 3 to 8 letters of recommendation. These can be draft letters. We're trying to make this easy for the recommenders. They can just send them to us via email as attachments. That's no problem. The other pieces we're looking for then from you is a personal statement, that 1,000-word statement, picture of yourself we talked about. And then secondly, I call them choice of university statements. So basically 500-word statements about here's what, so you're interested in applying to Cambridge University. Why do you want to go to Cambridge? What are you going to do there? Why is it one of the best places in the world for you to study? 500 words or less. So some students are going to have one choice of university statement. Some are interested in applying for 4 different scholarships, so they're going to have 4 different choice university statements. That's going to be up to you. So we'll provide feedback with you, and then for those that we're encouraging, we'll continue working with you throughout the summer on your application. So that's our priority deadline for Marshall, Mitchell, Rhodes, and Gates scholarships. We have a similar deadline for the Fulbright scholarship. That's in early July. For the Fulbright, we ask you to submit your Fulbright application online. It actually comes to, you say you're a University of Illinois student, so it actually comes directly to us. Then we ask for draft letters of recommendation to be submitted to us. The online application for Fulbright works great in every way except letters of recommendation. So we ask you do not enter your letter of recommendation writers into the Fulbright application. Don't put their email addresses or anything there. Instead, refer them to our web page. There's instructions for them to send draft letters, particularly to the Fulbright, to us. For the letters of recommendation, the English teaching assistantships, there's a special form for those students. So that's something from the recommendation site that you want to send them. They're not actually writing letters of recommendation. They're answering a series of short answers. So full grant, a regular letter, English teaching grants, a special form. Those are both on our website. Make sure to provide your recommenders with the correct information. There are other scholarships, the Churchill, the Luce, that our office works with, and I haven't mentioned a priority deadline for these. Our office is happy to take a look at applications over the summer or as soon as you get application drafts to us. We just don't have the same magnitude of applications to review. And also those deadlines happen to be a little bit later in the fall. So again, we encourage you to get those to us as soon as possible. We'll provide feedback, look at those drafts as many times as you'd like, even before the campus deadline. I'm guessing since you're watching the video, you're probably not on campus right now. That's just fine. Everything that I just talked about, all these materials can be submitted to us electronically. We can scan in our comments. We can have Skype or a phone conversation about them. So just the fact that you're not on campus shouldn't deter you at all from applying for these scholarships at this time. So our office has a lot of resources on our website for personal statements, the resumes, and frankly there's a lot of videos that are a lot more interesting than this one. So I encourage you to take a look at those. A lot of advice and feedback for you. Homepage, we have some newsletters, there's some tips and advice on there from past scholarship applicants. All this is meant to help you as you're putting together your scholarship application. We also have in our office some sample applications of students who've won the scholarships. These, unfortunately, they're meant to be at our office. We're not able to send them electronically, but if you are around campus, make an appointment to come in, take a look at those. That might help you get an idea of kind of the formula for writing scholarship applications, although everyone certainly is unique, and you'll see that in looking them over. Advice we have for you on the personal statement: think some more, and write, and think some more, and sit under a shady tree someday, do some more thinking, do some more writing, put it down on paper. Again, getting that thing started is the most important thing. And once you have something for us, then we'll be able to help you start crafting it in the direction that the scholarship applications are looking for. You need to use your time wisely, so you are going to be spending some time working on these scholarship applications, but these are your last couple months before you actually have to submit these materials. So continue doing good things to put on your application. Finish up that research project, obtain that internship, submit your poetry for whatever publication, try out for and act in that play, train for and run that marathon. All those cool things you're like, oh yeah, it'd be great to do someday. Might as well do them now. And oh, by the way, you have something else to throw on the scholarship application in a couple months. So have a good rest of your summer while you're working on this. You need to also keep up to date on current events. They're looking for future ambassadors. You need to know what's going on in the world and be able to speak to that. So read your newspapers, not just your local ones, but the national news, international news sites as well. Make sure to keep yourself informed. Lastly, make an appointment to talk with us about your plans. This would be our time to discuss your plans, your goals, and how they may or may not fit into a scholarship. Again, you'll be doing all the talking there. This could be via Skype or phone. We'll help you determine what scholarships should you be applying for, what are your interests, where are you going, and how might a scholarship fit in. So congratulations on making it to the end of the video. They show a lot of perseverance just for sitting and listening to me talk for this long. We have about 100 applicants applying for scholarships each year. I hope that you are among them. Again, I encourage you to make an appointment to discuss this further if you're interested. Thank you so much.